Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is our resistance band class. We got 60 minutes of resistance work. We're going to be doing body weight work as well as resistance band work today. If you have an open-ended band, great. If you have a variety of different bands, please make sure you have them accessible to you because you might want to switch them out either to a heavier or a lighter resistance. If you have a loop band, that's going to be really handy, but not necessary. If you don't have one, you can always tie your open-ended band. So just make sure you've got whatever you need accessible to you. Make sure you have no trip hazards around you so that you don't have to worry about making any or getting injured. Also make sure you have some water. We've got a great class today. We're going to be doing 45 seconds on, 15-second recoveries. Make sure you work at your own pace. As always, meet your body where it's at right now, today, in this very moment. Let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. We're going to start with our marches. So starting to pull up through the knees and move the arms. Warm-up is just here to create heat and to get us mentally and physically prepared. It is not here to create a breath that's too heavy. So if it does start to feel a little heavy, take it down just a notch. Just try to build that heat, getting our mind and body here and ready this morning. Nice job. Welcome, Casey. I'm so glad you're here with us this morning. Pull up those knees. Let's everyone get them up and start getting those arms rolling side to side. Nice job. Fantastic. Excellent. Beautiful. We're going to be here for another 15 more seconds. We're going to take it out to some side steps in a moment. Great job. 10 more seconds. Beautiful. Great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Land those feet. Let's karate chop in from the hips, bend in from the knees. Start our step out side to side. Open up the chest, draw the shoulder blade back, step out nice and light here. Nice little bend in the knee. So you're like in a semi-squat, hips are pressed back, knees are behind the toes, a little light step side to side. Nice job. Beautiful. Great. All right. We're going to stay here for another 15 more seconds, and then we're going to add some arms in there. Nice job. Good. All right, 10 more seconds. We're going to do a lateral raise to a front raise with the arms in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Open, front. Nice job. Staying in that semi-squat. You find that rhythm that works for you. Maybe you want to pick up the pace. Maybe you want to slow things down. Just getting everything kind of nice and oiled up and ready to go for our workout today. Nice job. Beautiful. Looking great. Nice little step out. Nice and light here. Awesome. Great. Stay with me. 15 more seconds. We're going to come back to marching. Again, we're pulling up those knees. Getting a little core work in there with those leg lifts. In 3, 2, 1, march it out. Nice job. Beautiful. Fantastic. Looking great. Find that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Excellent. All right, let's continue to march. Take those arms overhead. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, extend the arms out to a strong T. Start your arm circles. Medium, maybe small, depends on how it feels for you. Pulling up through those knees as we march it out with our arm circles. Excellent. Well done. Beautiful. Good. Good. We're going to stay here for 10 more seconds. Energize through those fingertips. Relax through the shoulders. 5 more seconds. Nice job. Looking great, everyone. All right, let's reverse that direction. Other direction. Just working out any kinks. If it feels crunchy, maybe you want to slow that circle down, or maybe you want to make it smaller. Whatever feels good for you. Good job. 15 more seconds. Beautiful. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let those arms rest. March it out. Nice job. Beautiful. All right, we're going to take it into some squats next. Go ahead and land your feet hip distance apart. Toes are facing forward as you kick back into your hips. Make sure knees are behind the toes. Here we go. Find your rhythm. Equally press into the feet and the balls of the foot. Kick the hips back. Back is long. Abs are pulled in. Nice job. Well done. Good. Now notice if you've got any sort of opening of the knees, if they tend to want to open out to the sides or curl in, try to keep them tracking with the 2 big toes. Or your feet are stacked on, your knees are stacked on top of your ankles. Try to keep that nice placement of the knees behind the toes here. Nice job. We got 10 more seconds. Take those breaths in and out. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Come up to standing. Let's march it out for 10, 9, 8. We're going to take it to a reverse kick. All right, hip extension with to balance with an arm reach. Starting with our left side in 3, 2, 1. Land those feet, karate chop from the hips. Reach back, pull it up, use those core muscles. Lift. This is wonderful to work on our balance. I want you to energize through that arm. Lift that knee. Nice job. Again, you always can pick up the intensity. You could slow things down, whatever feels right for you. Open that hip. Get that glute nice and engaged. Almost imagining like you're pulling the leg up with the arm, but using that core area to lift the knee up. Beautiful. Good job. All right, let's stay here for another 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Resettle. Back in, march it out. Nice job. Good. We're going to get ready to go on to that other side. Land those feet. Karate chop from the hips, bend it from the knees. Kick back with the opposite side up to balance. Sorry. Good job. Maybe one side feels a little more balanced than the other. That's okay. Find a drishti point. Find a focal point ahead of you so that you can keep that balance and that gaze forward. Something to focus on really helps. Nice job. Keep your abdominals pulled in. You're not bracing. You're just keeping everything nice and stable. Nice job. Keep it going. Almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. March it out. Well done, everyone. Hopefully you're feeling a little warmer, ready to go. We're going to get even warmer as we go through our workout today. So let's shake it off, grab some water, grab what you need. We're going to get right into our first set. All right, so I'm going to be giving a couple of options here. You can, if you want to, as first round, I'm going to take this squat effort without the band. I'm going to just do a body weight, but if you want to go right in with the band, please do. Just make sure that when you're using the band, it's not on a knee and or an ankle. We'll bring the band, if you want to, above the knee. So you've got that resistance safely away from the knee and not putting any force in that area. We're going to start off with some squats. And then we're going to finish off for the last 15 seconds, squat pulses, those small little pulses up and down, hinging from the knees. All right, let's get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down we go. 30 seconds. First set of squats. If you've got that band in, you've got some resistance against the band, you're going to make sure your knees stay nice and aligned with the feet. Hips are kicking back. Nice job. Great. We are 20 seconds in. 10 more seconds. We're going to take it down into a little squat pulse. Beautiful. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down and pulse it out. Small little pulses. Make sure if you've got the band on, nothing changes with regards to the knees. Beautiful. Stay with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Nice job. Fantastic. Awesome. If you do have a band around the knees, you can take that off. We're going to go into some front raises next with an open-ended band. Now we're going to do single arm, single leg on the band. When you have the band, make sure that the ball of the foot is on the band so that it doesn't slip out from underneath the arch of the foot. I'm going to stagger stance my feet. I'm going to hold my band like a coffee cup, and then I'm going to raise my band and then bring it back shoulder height. Lift and then back. So hip bones are facing forward, back is nice and long. Find that resistance that works best for you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So you'll notice I'm not coming down all the way. I've got some resistance in the band the whole time, keeping my hip bones facing forward, shoulders are square. Beautiful. Nice job. If you need a break, come down for a moment, then come back up if that feels better. Fantastic. If you need to adjust the resistance, remember, you're the driver of the resistance here. If you need to make it looser, go for it. Good. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest that arm. Nice job. Woo! Hello, deltoid. Welcome to the party. All right. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and we're going to put some weight onto the other side. Stagger stance to feet. I quite like this because it gives me a nice firm base beneath me. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and steady. Lift and lower. Nice and tall through the body. Beautiful. You got it. Excellent. Good job. 25 in. We got 20 to go. Almost there. Woo. Keep breathing here. Don't forget, don't hold your breath here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice job. Fantastic. Well done. Woo. Excellent. Alrighty. So for this next effort, if you have a looped band, you can use one of these. If you don't, that's no big deal. You can use an open-ended band. Palms are going to be up. We're going to do a little rotator cuff strengthening work while we do some lunges. So you're going to hold the band. If you've got one of these open-ended bands, palms up. We're going to open and we're going to close as we go into some lunges. If you have a loop band, maybe your palms are up and you'll just hold it out like this, and we'll do the same work just without the grip of the hands. All right, starting at the top of your mat. As you're ready, we're going to bring those arms to 90 degrees. We're going to take a step back into a lunge as we open the band. Back through center, switch sides. Again, you can choose to go into a low lunge. You can choose to go into a high lunge, whatever feels best for you. Here we go. Keep those arms like you're holding a tray. Nice external rotation of the shoulder girdle. Getting that nice strengthening work into the rotator cuff here. Beautiful. So keeping those elbows kind of stuck at the sides here. Palms are up. Going as far as feels comfortable for you. Remember, we're not trying to force or put any too much pressure on the shoulder. Nice job. We've got about 10 more seconds left. Keep it going. Looking great. Now watch those lunges, knees behind, knees above ankles. Nice job. Good. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You did it. Good job. Rest. Fantastic. Whew. Well done. All right. Next, we're going to be going into pull aparts. A little bit of lat work. So if you got an open-ended band, we're going to take our band overhead. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to bend my knees just for a moment here. We're going to pull all the way down. Band is going to come about shoulder height, arms, shoulder height as well. So right across the chest here. We're going to come back up. Then we're going to come halfway down, all the way up, all the way down, and then all the way up, and then halfway. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, all the way down, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, all the way down. Make sure you're energizing through those underarms. It's going to focus on the lats. Get those lats nice and turned on. Remember, you get to choose the resistance that works for you. If you want it tighter, tighten up that band. If you need it looser, loosen up the band. Nice job. Remember, we got that halfway point, then all the way down. Nice job. Keep going. Almost there. Now I've got tension in my band the whole time. I'm not letting it go slack at all. So just think to yourself, keep it nice and energized. Don't let it loosen up in the middle here. Beautiful. 10 seconds to go. You got it. Well done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest those arms. Whoo, shake that off. Excellent job. Well done. All righty. Now we're going to take it into a glute kickback next. So if you've got a band, I'm just going to switch out my band here for this. Again, we're going to bring it back onto the legs above the knees. Sorry for a bit of that work there. We're going to keep it on actually for a little bit of time after this. So take the band, set it above the knees. You can actually, you can also do this with your band further beneath between the ankles and the knees as well. It really depends on what feels best for you. Just make sure you're not directly on an ankle. All right, standing hip distance apart. We're going to go ahead and weigh into one leg. We're going to kick and then back through center. Kick, back through center. You'll notice my upper body is not moving. I'm really focusing on just getting that glute maximus fired up. My heel is energized down to the ground. That's going to get the back of my legs really fired up as well. So we're going to do that on one side, then the other. All right, here we go. If we started already, you're getting an extra few reps in there. Good. Beautiful. So if balance is a little bit of a challenge today, remember you can always put your hands on a wall or a chair, something. If you're doing a chair, just make sure it's stable. Nice job. 20 seconds in. Keep that heel really energized. It's going to fire up the back of the legs here. 15 seconds. You got it. You got it. 10. My balancing leg is really feeling this work right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice job. Excellent. Well done. Whew. All right. 6 seconds. Weigh into that opposite leg. Nice and tall through the spine. Abs are slightly drawn in. Flex into that left foot. Here we go. Other side. I might just bring my band down that next round. See if that gives a little bit more resistance. So if you've got your band above your knee, maybe you want to try it down below. See if that changes it a little bit. Good. 20 seconds in, keep it going. Stay nice and tall through the body here, focusing on that glute max. Beautiful. 15 seconds to go. Keep that gaze soft and forward. Terrific. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent job. Well done. Whew. Feeling that in the glutes. All right. Well done, everyone. Let's go ahead. We're going to take it down to the floor. Keep your band on your legs. Make sure you safely come back down to the floor or come down to the floor. Now we're going to do a little combined work of the abdominals as well as a bit of glute work. We're going to do a bridge. We're going to come down from the bridge. We're going to go into a chest lift, back down from the chest lift up from into a bridge, and then we're going to do that little combination here. So let me just demonstrate. Coming down onto the floor, feet hip distance apart. I got some band resistance into the band here. I'm going to energize through the glutes and hams and heels. Press up. Lower back down, chest lift, down, lift, back down, chest lift, and that's the combination here. All right, so hands resting behind the head, shoulder blades flat, feet energized into the floor. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lift, lower, neutral spine, lift. So when I say neutral spine, I want you to keep that natural curve in your low back. So when you set that sacrum down, you're setting it down with your pelvis really nice and flat and neutral here. So it's not tilting down, your low back is not flat to the ground. Beautiful. Make sure you're pressing equally into both feet as you're coming into your bridges. Beautiful. 10 seconds to go. Beautiful. Keep it going. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice job. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to take our legs up to 90 degrees if that feels good for you. We're going to do a chest lift. Last 15 seconds, we'll do a chest lift with a little reverse crunch to meet the knees towards the forehead. If that's a no-go today, just keep your feet down and just continue with your chest lifts. So legs are at 90, knees above the hips. Inhale, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, lift. 30 seconds here. Find that lift, find that exhale. Again, you're coming to this with that neutral spine. You're not lowering the low back flat to the floor. Keeping the core nice and engaged. That just makes your core do a little bit more work rather than kind of facilitating a flexion already by tipping the low back flat to the ground. Nice job. Good. We've got about 5 more seconds. We're going to bring those knees into that reverse crunch here in 3, 2, 1. Pull up, knees in, and then back to neutral. Again, this is optional. Take it if you want to take it, leave it if you want to leave it. Nice job. Now, as I'm lifting my sacrum gently off the floor, I am using all that core strength. This is not momentum or low back. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Fantastic. Excellent job, everyone. Woo! All right, well done. All right, next we're going to be doing a chest lift with rotation. We're going to be doing single side only. If the band does not feel good for you to do this with, set the band off to the side and do this strictly with your body weight. So hands resting behind the head, right chest towards left thigh. We're going to do one side only. That's what it looks like. Then we'll switch over and do the other side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So you got that pull from the band. Think less elbow kind of pulling in, more that lift of the chest. Nice job. Work against that resistance from the band. Let the head feel heavy in the hands here. You've got it. All oblique here. Well done. Won't lie, getting a little hip flexor strengthening in here too by lifting up. Beautiful. 15 seconds. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice job. Woo, fantastic. Excellent. All right, let's switch over to the other side in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So again, so many options on this one. You can do knee bent, using the band to lift up. You could take the band off, just do that body weight without the band. Maybe you're not even lifting the knee, keeping the feet flat to the floor, and just doing this one-sided chest lift with rotation. Exhale to lift. Got a pretty firm grounding on my right shoulder, lifting that left right towards that thigh. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, everyone. Fantastic. Excellent. All righty. We did it. We've got one more core exercise, and then we're going to come back and start up from the beginning. As always, we'll finish off with our planks. So I've got my band still on my thighs here. I'm going to take it just like that for the first round, just a regular plank. Got a little bit of that pressure of the band into the legs into my band. Next round, I'm going to add a little side step. You can do that now if you want to, or leave it. Regular plank. Forearm push-up or kneeling plank, whatever feels best for your body today. Make sure elbows are shoulder distance apart. Go ahead and kick the legs out, set the knees down, nice and long body. If you're setting your knees down in a kneeling plank, maybe you're here. Remember, a little bit of a diagonal of the legs here. Or if you're in a push-up plank, same idea. All right, here we go, 45 seconds. Press those elbows into the floor. A little bit of resistance into the band here, and a little bit of endurance work in the glutes here with that band. Try to breathe. Remember, crown reaches forward, heels reach back, nice and long through the spine. Keep the hip bones facing down towards the floor. You're not tipping to one side, nice and even. Fabulous. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your knees down. Nice job. All right, give yourself a little counter stretch there. Come into child's. Nice job, everyone. All right, that was our set. So first set, I always think of it as a learning set. Second and third sets are opportunity to add a little bit of different components to it, maybe more resistance, maybe more focus, maybe more breath, maybe a modified posture, whatever works best for you. So let's go ahead and make our way up, grab some water. We're going to get going in about 30 seconds into our set again. So I'm actually going to keep these on for this round for the squat pulses and the squats. First round, I did it just body weight. I'm going to add a little bit of resistance this round. If you want to do the same, totally up to you. All right, team, let's get ready. In 10. Anybody has questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet face forward, down into squats. Here we go. Beautiful. Nice little challenge there with the band. Again, optional. Totally up to you and what feels best for your body. Nice job. 15 seconds in. Great. Good job. Hips down, knees behind toes, feet face forward. Squeeze up through those glutes, press in through those heels. Back is long, abs are pulled in. So much going on. 15 seconds. Let's get ready for our pulses in 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Little pulses. Here we go. Again, just a little bounce, a little hinge from the knees here. Good. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise it up. Nice job. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to take my band off this time. Whoo. Beautiful. Excellent. All right. Back to those front raises. Staggered stance. We'll take our overhead, our open-ended band. Start with my right side, right foot. Stagger stance of the feet. Little bend maybe in that knee. So not trying to lock into the joints here. Always keep a gentle bend. Hold it like a coffee cup. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Raise, shoulder height back. Lift. Beautiful. Good. Try and stay nice and square with the body. Looking great. Good. We're about 20 odd seconds in, 25 to go. Beautiful. Again, find that range that works for you. We're not trying to strain here. You can always loosen up, always tighten up. Try to keep that neck nice and relaxed. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. Almost there. Woo. Good job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Woo. Nice job, everyone. Fantastic. All right. We're going to switch it over to the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Hold it like a coffee cup. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now, I like to always coordinate my breathing with the effort. So as I'm exhaling, I'm lifting, putting in that concentric movement, eccentric movement, releasing. So I'm going to exhale there, inhale there, sorry, Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Just see how that really affects this effort here. Nice job. Beautiful. Keep that shoulder square. Excellent. 15 seconds left. You're at the home stretch here. Beautiful. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Fantastic. Awesome. Beautiful. All right. Next, we're moving back into those pull aparts, a little rotator cuff strengthening. We're going to use our loop band. You can use your open-ended band. We're going to alternate lunges. And remember, lunges are really up to you where you want to take them. You do a high lunge, maybe up here. Maybe you're going to a low lunge with a dip. Depends on what feels best for your body. Arms are going to hold like a tray, 90 degrees. Shoulders pull back. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. So again, second and third round, these are opportunities to maybe add a little intensity. Maybe we're picking up tempo. Maybe you're just noticing your core a little more. Maybe keeping that gaze forward. Beautiful. 25 in, 25, 20 to go. Sorry. Beautiful. 15. Hold that tray, open it up. Now again, I've got resistance in the band. I'm not letting go. I'm not letting it go slack at all. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice job. Huh. Beautiful. All right, so we have our pull downs. So lat work, shoulder work. I always try to focus on my underarms as I'm pulling down, like I would if I were doing a lat pull down from a band from the ceiling or at the gym. So we're gonna come all the way down for that first round, right around shoulder height. We're gonna come all the way up. No slack in the bend. Halfway, all the way up, all the way down, shoulder height. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. All the way up. Halfway. All the way up. Now I've got my wrists really nice and neutral here. In fact, I'm holding my open-ended band with my thumbs. It's going to help me keep my wrists. For me, it helps keep my wrists nice and neutral. Again, I'm trying not to strain any part of my upper traps here. All shoulder and lat work here. Beautiful, looking great. Soften those knees. Beautiful. Excellent, we're almost there. About 20 seconds left. Beautiful. Casey, I will tell you, my counting is usually off a little bit, but I think I'm on target right now. 10, keep going. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Whew, beautiful. I look at the clock and I'm like, okay, I know what time it is, and then I'm like, oh no, I think I went over. All right, guys, well done. All right, we've got a lot of shoulder work in there. We've got our glute kickbacks next. So this round, I first put the round up above my knees. This time I'm going to actually take it down a little bit. See how that feels. Might get a little more range in there. So again, up to you. So I think really whenever you do this type of work, it's really important to really energize through the leg, and that just kind of gets that leg nice and ready to go. So by doing that, pressing into the heel, energize through that opposite leg to keep that foundation nice and tall through the spine. 3, 2, 1, kick it back. Yeah, that feels a little different. Get a little bit more range in there. So maybe that feels a little different for you as well at home. Again, I'm not teetering like a bird in a water feeder. I'm keeping nice and tall, really from my hips all the way up to the crown of my head. Now imagine if we're tilting forward, really not getting that glute, giving that glute all that work, kind of help facilitating that. Good job. 15 seconds. That's why it's really nice and important to keep your abs pulled in, pelvis nice and neutral. Can have a little bend in that balancing leg if you're getting a little fatigued. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Fantastic. Whew. So that isometric leg, that balancing leg is certainly doing a lot of work as well. So it's getting a lot of work, endurance work there as well. All right, energize through that opposite leg, right leg into the ground, flex into the left. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So again, no slack in that band. Got all that work, keeping it nice and tight. So I'm coming back to base, but just enough so that I get a little bit of that reprieve, but not so much that my band would slip off where it's at. Beautiful. 15 in, 30 to go. Stay with me. So again, this is totally optional to have the band on. You could do this just with body weight. This is great glute strengthening work. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Excellent. All right, we're already at the space now where we're going to come back down to the floor, do our bridge chest lift combination. So slowly make our way down to the floor. This time I'm actually going to take my band, bring it above my knee. So I would recommend you probably do the same, especially for our glutes bridges. So taking the band above the knee, I feel a little bit more engagement of the glutes there. Feet hip distance apart, neutral spine, hands are going to rest behind the head. Shoulder blades are flat to the ground. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Energize through the glutes and the abdominals. Lift up, down. Exhale, lift, lower. Press into your bridge. Lower back down, nice and steady. Beautiful. Good. Now, if one component of this works better for you than the other, and you want to just do one, you know that that's always an option. Again, it's all about you and your workout, meeting your body right where it needs to be today. Good job. Now, when you're lifting up, I want you to peel those shoulder blades off the ground. Keep your chin lifted, toes down to the ground. Beautiful. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent job. Well done. Great. All right, hands remain behind the head. We've got our legs up to 90. Again, you can keep your feet down to the ground, knees bent to come into our chest lifts. We've got that neutral spine, knees above hips. 3, 2, 1, lift and lower. Now, if you're experimenting with lifting the legs, just go ahead and notice what happens when you pull your knees in closer to center, your low back flattens. I want to keep that sacrum down, want that natural curve to give my core every single opportunity to do all the work in the rectus abdominis here. Good, 5 seconds left. We're going to add that knee in for a reverse crunch in 3, 2, 1, lift, back to neutral. Big exhales, beautiful, no momentum, lift through that low abdominal area, nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, set your feet down, well done. Woo, beautiful. All right, we got our single side oblique work, right side to left thigh, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So my left leg, my foot's not actually coming all the way down to the ground, maybe just a little tap, and then back in through the rotation. Knee pulls into the chest, chest pulls into the shoulder and the knee. Big exhales as you rotate. Try to keep that head nice and heavy here. Remember, if you need a little break or you want to pick up the intensity, you can always add a little bit more speed, but just don't compromise your form. Beautiful. Good. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice job. Whoo. Beautiful. All right. In 5, other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I want you to focus on that core, pulling in the knee, just like we did in our marches. Beautiful. 15 in, 30 to go. Excellent. Super proud of you guys. Well done. Nice and steady work today. Excellent. 15 to go. Come on. Don't let any thoughts in your head crowd your effort right now. You've got this. One at a time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent job. Well done. Whew. Beautiful. All right, we're going to make our way onto our tummy for our plank pose. So let me just quickly demonstrate the options we have. So if you're doing a push-up kneeling plank, I always like to start off in my plank, the traditional plank. From there, I'll set my knees down. Then I've got that nice long back, keeping the back to hip nice and long, or crown to tailbone nice and long. If you're doing a push-up plank, keep your hands underneath your shoulders and legs can be extended. Forearm plank, elbows shoulder distance apart. This time I'm going to take it to a step out, so I'm going to add a little bit of that extra effort. Take it if you want to, you can leave it if you want to. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So long back, no bums lifting to the sky. Shoulders nice and flat up against the rib cage, elbows shoulder distance apart. Breathe. 20 in. Great inner thigh work here too. I could feel them working. Beautiful. 15 seconds. We're almost there. Excellent. 10, 9, 8. You got it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Woo, let's give ourselves a little counter stretch. Excellent job, everyone. Well done. All right, that was round 2. We plowed through it. We got one more round, and then we're going to be done for today, at least for this workout. So let's go ahead, grab a little water break, take 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and let's get back into that last round. Again, I'm going to keep my band on just because I'm going to keep it on for those squats and squat pulses. Looking great, everyone. Great job, Casey. Great job, Pam, Jen, and Jane. All right, let's give it another 10 more seconds. We're going to get right back into it. So this is your last round. So as always, try to see where you could take it. The sky is only the limit. So if you want to add a little more intensity, take it. If you need to take it back a little bit, take that too. Okay. All right, let's get ready. Squats, feet face forward, knees hip distance apart. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Nice job. Looking great. Awesome. 15 in, 15 to go, and then we're going to finish off with that 15-second pulse in 10. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Set yourself in that squat. Start the pulses. They're little mini pulses. It's like a big firing of the glutes here. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. Nice job, everyone. Beautiful. Fantastic. All right, time to take that band off, get a little reprieve from that resistance. All right, back into those front arm raises. So this is something you would do with a weight, right? We'd bring our arms up to 90 degrees. This time we're bringing it up to 90, drawing it up a little bit, back to 90. So right hand, right arm, stagger stance the feet, nice and tall through the spine. Coffee cup hold. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. Good. That's it. Well done. So watch what happens to your trunk here. If you're lifting and you're finding your ribs pulling forward and you're arching through your low back, don't go up so high. We're almost there. Great job. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whoo! Nice job. All right. Beautiful. Other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Coming to a bit of a pyramid stance here. So both feet are facing forward. Coffee cup hold. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. Find that breath. Don't strain through the upper body. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. Beautiful. 15. Looking great. Well done. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent job. Well done. Beautiful. All right, back to lunges with our tray pull aparts, our rotator cuff strengthening exercise. Palms up, shoulders pull back. If you have a tendency to round in, I know I find myself doing that a lot, especially when I'm on the computer. We want to really pull those shoulder blades back to neutral, keeping them underneath the ears. So stay nice and tall. Stand at the top of your mat, elbows tuck into the ribs. 3, 2, 1, reverse lunge with a pull apart here. Finding your range of motion with that lunge. Knee above ankle, feet face forward, gaze is forward, open and pull apart. Again, I've got my kind of loop band here, but if you've got an open-ended band, maybe you're kind of gripping it with your hands, pulling it apart just enough that you can get that external rotation of the shoulder. Fantastic, almost there. Good. Looking absolutely fabulous. Good job. 15. We're at the tail end here. This is the last one we got to do on this one. Beautiful. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Beautiful. Well done. All right. I have to say, after traveling and taking a plane this weekend, my balance is still off. Better than it was Monday, though. All right, pull aparts, all the way down, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, all the way down. Again, focus on that underarm. Press down as if you're pulling down through that underarm area. Fire up those lats. Here we go. Arms overhead. Soften through the knees. Abs pull in. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Don't let that band go slack. Keep that wrist nice and neutral. So you want to take care of those wrists, especially when you do band work without handles, or you're not using the bands with the handles. So we want to be careful that we're not cocking the wrists over time. That can be really uncomfortable. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice job. Excellent. Well done. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. We've got our glute kickbacks. We've got our core work left, and then we're going to take it out and stretch it out for the day. All right. Nice little rhythm today. Keeping it nice and fluid. Beautiful. Kind of feels like that little bit of that heated pot on the stove, water and just a little bit of bubbles, keeping the body nice and warm. All right, here we go. Energize through the heel, energize through the leg. Balance into that opposite leg. Here we go. Kick it back, in through center. So it's like steady state work, like that pot of water on the stove starts to bubble. It's not boiling over. We're keeping the heat in the body. Nice, consistent work. Beautiful. 20 seconds, 25 to go. That's it. You got it. Fabulous. 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Woo! Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's balance into that right leg. Left leg reaches down. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful. We're about 20 seconds in. Beautiful. All right, we got 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Woo! Well done. Excellent. Oh, I took it off. Don't take it off. Sorry, my bad. All right, we're coming down to the floor. Got a little excited there. All right, we're down to the floor for our glute bridges to chest lifts. I'd like you to take the band, if you are using a band, above the knee, please. All right, let's come on down. Remember, so many options to choose from here. Maybe you just do chest lifts, maybe you're doing the bridges, maybe you're just doing the combination bridge to chest lifts. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift, lower, chest lift, lower, lift, lower. So as I'm working my bridge, I'm making sure to engage in through my core, my glutes, setting my sacrum down, neutral space, natural curve in the back here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Reset that sacrum right back down. Make sure you use that core to set it back down. Nice and controlled movement. Toes down to the ground. Good. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. And rest. Excellent. Whew. There's a little bit of movement there. All right. 90 degrees. 30 seconds in the regular crunches. Again, optional to lift the legs. Reverse crunches for the last 15. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Peel those shoulder blades off. Don't let your neck do the work here. It's so tempting to pull through the neck muscles to lift up and facilitate this work, but this is all core. So you want to focus right on the center of your abdomen. Neutral spine, you've got that sacrum down to the ground, that natural curve, just going to keep your pelvis neutral. Also make your core do a little bit more work. All right, let's go ahead and let's do our reverse crunches. Lift, meet the forehead to the knee to the forehead. Big exhales, all low core here. Fantastic. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Well done. Woo, beautiful. Excellent. All right, we got our last round of chest oblique with rotation, or chest lifts with rotation. Right to left. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Great. Take nice big exhales. Pull that knee in. Lift that shoulder. Peel it off the ground. Nice job. You've got it. You're almost there. 15. Good. Excellent. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Well done. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, restart up on the other side in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. It's the last one. Last one for these, and then we got a plank. We got like less than 75 seconds to go. You've got it. Beautiful. Nice job. Excellent. 30 to go. You got it. 20 left. Come on. Almost there. 15. Proud of you guys. Come on, we get through this right to the end. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Woo! Well done. Beautiful. Take a breath. Oh. All right, team. We got one more left, 45 seconds, and then we're done for the day, at least for this part of our day. So I'm going to take it to a push-up plank with the step outs this round. It's going to add a little bit more intensity. You could take that. You could take whatever version works for you. I just want you to remember, stack your body like a well-built house, right? Wrists above elbows, elbows underneath shoulders. Wrists not above elbows because that's not physically possible. Wrists underneath elbows. 3, 2, 1. I don't know. I swear to God, sometimes I think I have a gremlin. It just says stuff out of my mouth. All right. Nice job, guys. Here we go. All right. We're going to take it to step outs. Here we go. Again, optional. Find what works for you. Nice job. Excellent. All right. We're 20 odd seconds in, 25 to go. This is it. Last round, last little bit. Good. 15 seconds. Stay with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You got it. 2, and 1. Nice job. Set those knees down. Well done, everyone. Excellent. All right. Take a nice big breath in. Sigh it out. You did it. Well done. Did quite a lot of work today. When you're ready, we're going to take our way and make our way up to standing. So just take a moment to take the band off if you have one on. We'll take our way up to standing. Don't come up too quickly. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to start off with a little quad stretch. If you need a bit of help with a wall to have a little bit of support, please take it. Balance into one leg. Take the right foot, right hand maybe, or left, whatever you want to start with. Knees track with one another. So again, put a hand on a wall. Draw the knees closer together. Great. That's it. So nice and tall. Energize through that right knee down towards the ground as if you're bringing that knee and energizing through the quad and opening up, bringing that knee down towards the heel of your left foot. It's going to open up your hip and really give you that sense of just kind of stretching out that quadricep. Beautiful. Release that right foot, swinging all the way forward. Kickstand the right heel, bend into the left, lengthen down, kick the hips back, toes come towards center. Don't have to go far to get that sensation. I don't want you forcing this. I've had a hamstring pull for probably close to 3 years now, and I'm only kind of finally at a stage now where it feels all right. So want to be careful with this part of the body. I know we want to go in deeply, get that sense, get that sensation, and then if you want to go in a little bit, you can. Just make sure you don't go beyond that point. Nice job. Come up through center. Let's go ahead. Left foot, left hand. Beautiful. So left knee energizes down, shoulder pulls back, abs are pulled in nice and tall through the spine. Brilliant. Great. Let's go ahead and release that left foot forward, kickstand, bend into the right knee, shift Hips back, rest the hands on the right thigh, toes towards center. Back long, shoulders pull back. Fantastic. Press into that right foot, lengthen the spine. Nice job. Shake it off. Good. Let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale. Extend the arms all the way up overhead. Bring them shoulder distance apart. Drop the left arm down. Exhale, lean over towards the left side. Pull in through the belly. Imagine you're between two panes of glass. Nice and tall through the spine. Press into that right foot. Beautiful. Let's windmill the arm all the way over towards the right side. Left arm lifts. Exhale over to the right. You can rainbow the crown with the arm. You can reach it out long, give a little bit of shoulder stretch there. Just try to keep that shoulder from dropping in towards the ear. Lift through the spine. Fantastic. Bring that left arm down. Both arms are going to swim all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, turn the palms back. We're going to bring the hands behind us, shoulders roll back, chest expansion. Either interlace the fingers or rest the hands at your hips. Soften through the knees, open up the heart space. Try not to pop in through the ribs. Keep everything nice and neutral. Shoulders away from the ears. Fantastic. Release the hands, swim them forward. Interlace the fingers, press them away, drop the chin. Lengthen the back of the neck. Brilliant. Lift that chin, release the arms. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and take our inhale and exhale to close today off and start our day. When you're ready, biggest breath of the day, bend into the knees, sweep the arms up, extend your body long, press your palms together. Exhale down to your heart center. And give yourself a round of applause, because remember, it takes 99.9% of the effort is just showing up, and you did. So thank you so much for coming today. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again, maybe sometime this week. From my heart to yours, see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.